Good day, fellow vintage baseball card collectors. My name is Brad of Chai Sox Cardboard, and this is episode 4.5 of the 1965 Season in a Set project. Why 4.5? Well, I recorded episode 5. We covered 12 cards number 44 through 55 in the set. It was some really great content, and you couldn't hear me because I didn't have the right microphone turned on. So, about 35 minutes worth of content. Took me about an hour and a half to prepare it and put it all together, and it's not usable. So I got reeled down for a few minutes, and then I decided to just do an interim episode just to get some content out there. And I'll have to re-record episode 5 at a later date in the near future. But I decided to do an interim episode just updating anyone who's interested on the status of my set collecting, as well as one of the major pickups in the set. So unfortunately, only one card to be shown today, but it's a good card. In terms of the set, just last weekend I finished photographing and cataloging 160 raw cards and 25 graded cards that I had picked up over the course of the previous 6 weeks or so. And so that has freed up some time, and I'm happy to kind of move on with the set. Now, a lot of the raw cards were upgrades of cards I already had, probably about 50-50, and then virtually all, I think, of the 25 graded cards were new cards that I didn't have. I'm trying to do all the Hall of Famers and other key cards in graded versions of PSA 6 or SGC 6 or better. So made some really good progress over the last 6 weeks or so. I also, just recently decided that I was going to double up on all the White Sox cards in the set. So I started this project with all the White Sox cards. There's 30 White Sox cards. I had them all. I've had them for quite a few years. And what I decided was that I'm not going to use those cards essentially to build the set. I'm going to build a complete set that I could then divest myself of if I wanted to as a complete set to keep it all together. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the set when I finish it, but I do know that I'm not going to sell the 30 White Sox cards that I've had in my collection for many years. So if I want to sell it as a complete set, I'm going to have those 30 White Sox cards in duplicate for the complete set. Fortunately, most of the White Sox cards in the 1965 set are not particularly pricey or difficult to get in raw grade, so even decent grade. There's only 2 Hall of Famers, Hoyt Wilhelm and manager Al Lopez. And although Tommy John should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame, he's not. And so only 2 Hall of Famers, which I'll get graded examples of, and then 28 other probably raw cards. All right, so when we put it all together, the set is 598 cards, but I need 628 to complete it, 30 of those being duplicate White Sox cards. And so I have 358 out of those 628 that I want. And of those, 52 I know I'm going to upgrade. They're in a grade that I don't consider acceptable. And then 101 are ones that are kind of on the fence. I would upgrade them if I got a good opportunity to do it. And then 205 of them are great examples, ones I'm completely happy with. I won't even try to upgrade them if I got the chance to do so. So depending on how you look at it, if you're looking at 358 out of 628, I'm a little over halfway there, about 55%. But if you're looking at ones that I'm completely happy with, I'm only at 205 out of 358, so less than a third. So long ways to go, certainly, but I am happy with the progress that I'm making so far this year. Just a pause a little bit on the condition that I'm looking to put these cards in, or get these cards in. I'm sort of roughly approximating a PSA or SGC 6 grade, and that's what I'm looking for on all the graded cards that I want. But really what I'm doing is I'm looking for cards that when I take a quick look at them, I see no flaws. And then when I take a closer look at them, I still really don't see anything that bothers me about the card. And what I've found is that typically puts it around a PSA 6 or an SGC 6 range. But I'm not looking for like a technical grade. Like when I finish this set and I've got, somewhere around 500 raw cards, I wouldn't expect them all to grade a PSA 6 or an SGC 6. Some would grade higher, some would grade lower. What they really are just a set of cards that, even on relatively close inspection, in my subjective view, don't see anything that would take it, that upsets me about the card. So to do that for 598 cards, I'm finding, or 628 really, but the 30 graded White Sox cards are already set. To do that for 598 cards, I'm finding is difficult, but we're getting there. I'm enjoying it. But with that, I have added one of the big five to the set. When I say big five, I kind of, in this era, in my opinion, every set has a big three, and that's going to be Mantle, Mays, and Aaron. And then every set's going to have most sets are going to have some key rookie cards as well. And in the 1965 set, I would see the most key, there are multiple Hall of Fame rookie cards, but the most key ones are the Steve Carlton rookie and the Joe Morgan rookie. So I kind of think of them as five big cards for the set: the Morgan rookie, the Carlton rookie, the Mantle, the Mays, and the Aaron. I've already got the Morgan rookie, so that was one of the big five. And just in the mail today, Willie Mays, number 2 of the big five. And I am very happy with this card. I got what I think is a pretty good deal on it. You can see there's two things, or really there's two things that aren't perfect about it, but no 6 is going to be perfect. The centering is not perfect. It's not bad, and centering is not the most important thing to me within reason. So this centering is well within the realm of acceptable to me. And then over on the right side, you can really hardly even see it on camera, but there's just a little bit of residue of some kind. You can kind of see it near that blue border line, a little bit of wax residue or something coming down that side. But overall, I'm really happy with this Mays. Back as well looks just fine. There's a little mark over there on the left, right near the word year, but that's actually on the case, not on the card itself. So I'm really happy with this example. I'm thrilled to have added number 2 of the big five to my project. I wanted to just pause here and talk about how I got here. The reason this is the second of the big five that I've gotten is that I've had a lot of success flipping Mays cards over the last year. I've flipped 11 Mays cards, and it started with a 1970 Topps PSA 4 that I had even before the pandemic. I was looking at my records, and I bought this on March 8th, 2020. And if you recall, it was just like 5 days later that the country went into shutdown, and then over the course of the next year or so, the hobby market boomed. And when I returned to collecting in late 2023, early 2024, this card had nearly tripled in price on average. And so I had paid like $28 total for it, including taxes and fees and shipping and all that, and I grossed $72 on it, so for a total net profit of $44. And that's what kind of got me started on the Mays train, the flipping Mays cards. Another really successful one that I flipped here was the 1966 Topps NL Home Run Leaders card, which actually he is he's the home run leader for 1965. So this relates to the set that I'm building right now, in that this reflects his results in 1965. Now, a little bit of cheating here. We got 3 Hall of Famers on this card, but I attributed the cost and the profit to Mays because I knew I was trying to put together enough cash to pick up the Willie Mays in PSA 6 or better, or SGC 6 or better. This one was an outlay of $105 and grossed $132, so for a $27 profit, and that was a 26% profit. That first card, the 1970 Topps that I got before the pandemic, that was a 180% profit. This is actually this version of the 1965 Topps Mays is actually the third one that I've owned in the past year. I also owned a PSA 3, which you can see easily does not match the quality of the SGC 6 that I now own, and a PSA 4, which was closer, but the centering is considerably worse off, and I certainly like the SGC 6 much more, as you might expect. I think I made $6 on the PSA 3 in profit, and like $16 on the PSA 4. So in addition to those 4 that I've shown, there were 7 others that I bought and sold, all of which I made some money on, except for one. Actually, there was a 1970 Topps PSA 6 that I think I showed on the channel a little while ago. I actually could not move that one at a profit. I moved it at about a 10 or 15% loss, and I actually covered the loss with I keep a very small percentage of each transaction kind of in a side pot of money for various expenses or reasons or whatever, and so I pulled from that to kind of cover that loss and ended up at a net zero for that 1970 PSA 6 Mays. And in the end, on those 11 transactions, I put in $75.43 worth of new money, and I came away with $148.80 profit, for a profit of nearly 200% on those 11 transactions total. And so I ended up purchasing the SGC 6 for $215 with free shipping and $232 after tax, which comes in even after taxes and the free shipping. My outlay on that card was just about what it was under recent comps for a copy that I'm pretty happy with, or very happy with, in an SGC 6. So thrilled to have added that to the set and taken one step closer to completing it. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. I'll have to re-record episode 5 at some point in the future. Thanks for watching episode 4.5. And as always, collect what you love, flip what you like.